You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, there continues to be fallout from the Deshaun Watson starting quarterback announcement for the Cleveland Browns after he showed his ass, and showed his ass on the field too, and not a good way, in that preseason game against the Buffalo Bills. He was absolutely horrible on the field. By the way, there's a little something that Todd Monken's going to say, and we'll listen to this. Two things. Monken makes comments. He also kind of spills the beans on himself when he announces basically he had made the decision for Deshaun Watson before the game the other day. He comes out and says it. Oh, but I wasn't quite sure. Yeah. Well, he also makes a point to say, I pretty much knew who it was before we went into the game. I've tried to tell y'all, they made this decision a long time ago. Like 3 months ago. Right after he got hired, and I will still contend, one of the reasons he got hired is because he was willing to and or advocated for Deshaun Watson, and Jimmy Haslam was like, ooh, you don't say. My investment? Oh, and we got, and this is where we're going to start, Deshaun Watson trying to walk back, drowning the fan base that absolutely had it well within their consumer paying right to boo him out of the stadium. At the end of the day, the fans pay his salary. They pay his salary. But Deshaun Watson got up in his feelings on Saturday, we know, and drowned the fan base. Now he's trying to walk this back.
Saturday after the game, I think just, human nature, just myself being very emotional, putting a lot of time these last 2 years to, get back and, spend time in this facility, in the city, meeting a lot of different people in the community. I thought I was going to get, a little different response, but, I think, my emotions got the best of me, and, my comments wasn't intending to go at any of the fans around in the city, because there's been a lot of great fans that have been.
That's a lie, or you wouldn't have said everything you said about the fans. Yeah, that was exactly your intention. Let's not get confused.
Supporting me. And I know the frustration this organization have put, a lot of investment in coming, to get me back in 22, and things haven't been going the right direction that we thought it was. A lot of injuries, a lot of time off, and not putting the best football and my foot forward. So again, just I understand the frustration. I understand everything that kind of goes into that. And moving forward, I just want to focus on football, making sure that I'm putting the best product out there, having the best ability, because I thrive off the energy. I thrive off the energy of the fans. I thrive off the energy of the community. I thrive off all that stuff. I think looking back in my history at Clemson and, previous at the Houston organization, I was a big community guy, big city guy, big fan guy, during the game. So, again, my emotions got the best of me. I'm human. I take full responsibility of that. And, just moving forward, I want to make sure that I put the best product for the team, for the organization, and for the city, so we can put a lot of wins and make sure that I celebrate and put Cleveland on the map. That's why I put the helmet on my head and I put the uniform on my body, is to go out there and make sure I put my best foot forward. And that was one of the reasons why I chose this city, is to come and have a lot of wins.
You chose this city because you got $230 million fully guaranteed, because you actually took yourself out of the running for going to Cleveland because you didn't want to come there until Jimmy Haslam lost his ever-loving mind and gave you the worst contract in NFL history. No, in sports history. My bad.
With this community, with the city, and make sure that we, on the right track, so we can have a lot of, celebrations and a lot of excitement to go each and every Sunday. So, again, moving forward, I just want to make sure that, I can give the city something to, think about, in the first 2 games. And, when we come back home, that we have something to cheer about and we can celebrate and, go do what we want to do. And that's achieve the ultimate goal and go win and, be a champion.
Okay, so that was Groper Cleveland's comments right there. Mary Kay Cabot, he apologized for his remarks. Did he? Because I didn't hear I'm sorry, I want to say I'm sorry to the fans, blah, blah, blah. I didn't actually hear that. I heard a bunch of, I was frustrated and I shouldn't have, but I didn't hear a straight up apology. So I don't consider that apology, but nonetheless, that was Groper Cleveland's thoughts. Todd Monken on choosing Deshaun Watson versus Shedeur Sanders.
Deshaun is going to start against Jacksonville. Took in the full body of work over the course of off-season to training camp to the games, the joint practice, and ultimately felt like to start the season on the road, Deshaun gave us the best chance to move the ball and score points. I mean, that's really what it's about. And felt that way going in the last game, but wasn't sure. And after we talked as a staff.
Felt that way going into the last game. So he had made a decision on Deshaun Watson, but I wasn't sure. Okay. You had made your decision. You just said that.
The last game, but wasn't sure, and best chance to move the ball and score points. I mean, that's really what it's about. And felt that way going in the last game, but wasn't sure. And after we talked as a staff, and after we re-looked at everything, we're going to go that direction.
All right. So they went ahead. Said best chance to score points, particularly on the road to start the season. Now, myself and a lot of people believe there's a good chance that Shedeur Sanders starts that third game when they come back home. Because unless Deshaun Watson can start 2-0, and I think even if he starts 2-0, he's going to get some boos. If he starts 0-2, the floodgates open. I mean, you think that shit was loud the other day? Hell, only a third of the stadium had any fans left in it because remember it stormed and yada, 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 and it was a preseason game? Home opener? Oh, shit. You think the boos were something else the other day. You ain't seen nothing yet. Nothing. I want you guys to look at something. Look at the ratio. Deshaun Watson named the starting quarterback. 101 likes to 1.4K comments. That's what we call ratio to hell. I mean, that is crazy. Here we go. Stop giving me your toughest battles. How are you still alive? Damn. Yeah, this is starting to be a thing, folks. Boycott Browns ownership versus Carolina. Stay home. Don't show up to the stadium. Watch the game from home. Watch the game in money lot. Yeah, so I did see boycott Browns trending, Factory of Sadness right here.
Hey, Brown.
Oh, I'm not playing that. Woof. Deshaun Watson named the starting quarterback. Tanking, but the fan base doesn't hate you. Tanking, but the fan base hates you. By the way, the other thing I saw was Arch Manning was trending after the quarterback decision was made. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Let's just get it out of the way earlier. The Browns eliminated. $230 million. Oh, a lot of this has got to do with the contract. A lot. So this is the preseason stats right here. And yeah, they're pretty close. You can see that. But this post is right. Generally, if you got exactly the same kind of stats, you're going to go with the younger guy. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're already comparing Todd Monken to Kevin Stefanski. Woo-wee. It's crazy. If he couldn't handle preseason booze, he's not ready for week 1. It's going to be week 3. But I get the point. I get the point. Right here, the Dogs Cleveland Browns podcast put up this poll. Do you believe Deshaun Watson actually won the job? Or this was predetermined ownership decision? Ownership call got 92% of the votes out of almost 1,100. Let me refresh this bad boy. Okay, so there you go. I mean, the fans overwhelmingly believe this was Jimmy Haslam. I believe it was Jimmy Haslam combined with Todd Monken. Monken has ownership in this. Don't get confused. But that's pretty wild. Now, if you're Deshaun Watson, by the way, Monken came out and said, well, this is not going to be a week-to-week decision. We'll see. I saw somebody tweet out that they thought Deshaun Watson would lead the Browns to a 4-1 start. And I just laughed and was like, I looked at the schedule. 1-4 start, maybe. The Panthers is, in my opinion, the only clear-cut win in the first 5 games. And a lot of people would say, well, the Panthers made the playoffs last year. It's a good point. It's a home game, maybe. So there's a chance they blow that. Oof. Picture this. And guys, you know I've made videos lately about we've got a bunch of players going back to college after having played in preseason games in the NFL. And I've told you, you're going to have players during the draft that pull out of the draft and go back to college while the draft is literally happening. How about this scenario? Arch Manning gets drafted by either the Browns or the Jets. And because he hasn't signed an NFL contract yet. And keep in mind, he won't have. They don't sign those contracts till later on. He's like, nah, I'll go back to Texas. Because that is coming from somebody. Think about that a minute. What if you tank this season, draft Arch Manning, or whoever? Dante Moore could pull that. You actually draft your guy, Dante Moore, CJ Carr, Arch Manning. Dude says, fuck it, I'm going back to school. And turns around and goes back to... Whoa, is Texas or Notre Dame? I don't think Dante Moore could go back, but CJ Carr and Arch, I think they're both going to have eligibility. Either one of them could be like, nah, I'm going back to school. Notre Dame or Texas ain't going to turn that down at all. They're going to be like, oh shit, come on back. No, we kept your room just like you left it. And then this year is the whole thing's a disaster. It's already a disaster. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.